Well, good morning, and to those who are here and those who will be catching up on the catch up. Chasing the dragon. It's a phrase, I suppose, that is. It evokes a lot of imagination around drug taking, trying to chase that which the peace we're chasing all the time. It seems like we're born into this river where we're swimming upstream and being tumbled downstream. And this huge trying and effort that we live here on earth. And this is the tension of us living here on earth. But to actually surrender to what is. I can't change world politics. I can't change that over 1,000 people were arrested on Saturday in London for peaceful protesting. I can't change that things are happening in the world and wars and murders. I can't change that. But I can be present and hold a steady path within all of that. And the practice is part of that. It's about observing the anxiety of this chasing always after peace, for example, which is one of my themes, always chasing after peace. And yet it's about being peace, not chasing after. It's about being love, not chasing after. Once a student, a well-known saying, said, "How if I try for 10 years, do you think I'll get there?" And the master said, "You might." He said, "But if I try then for 20 years, will I get there?" You might. So how long must I try for? And the master smiled and said, "It's not about trying. You can be there. As Christ said, today you will be with me." And so today we're just going to focus on this chasing, the stopping of the chasing of the dragon, even if it's for this 50 minutes, to relax down into whatever is, but it's how I show up in that being in this moment. So welcome to the class. So let's get going. Coming into easy pose, feeling into your body, back straight, soft front, knowing that within this form, which is a temporary form, where we come and we go upon this earth, that this is the form that we've been given, and the very faults within me are also my greatest gifts. And very often the aspects that I envy in others are just the parts of me that are sitting, waiting to be developed, sitting in the shadow. Just allowing the whole human experience of being rather than chasing. You are who you are. I am who I am. But to me, the most important mission or life experience is to become more of who we all always were. Dropping down into your sitting bones, adjusting your spine to support yourself. Letting go of any need to perform. Feeling into your breath. your breath come in, this ancient air which without it we could not live here on earth. And releasing it. Just the miracle, the pure miracle of being alive. Feel into your pulse. As long as we are living, or as from an embryo on, we've had a pulse. Allow your breath and your pulse just to be who you are. Without chasing after a pulse, we are already pulsing. Or without chasing after a smile, we are already smiling. Without chasing after the performance, we are already dancing. Without chasing after being good enough, we always were good enough. It's very hard to remember until we come right back to the basics of being present to who we always were. Notice your breath as it comes in and goes out. Don't try and force it or change it. Notice the resting points. There's nothing we can do to change the course of time or history. But we can be the light within it, because that is what we're all called to be. Just being present to your pulse, your breath, your back, your soft front, the wellness or the unwellness of your body, the aches, and the joys of being. And taking a breath a bit deeper, rubbing your hands together, waking up the energies in your body that flow through us. They're not from us. Our life flows through us. Love flows through us. Light flows through us. And we hold it in this vessel. Bring your hands to our heart center, honoring your unique journey without striving, without that need to always keep up. Holding those hands together, it is by grace that as we attempt to keep up, there's always an element of violence, of competition, of not being good enough, being striving. Just letting that rest now at the heart center. We live in an age of performance. We cannot avoid that. We hit the rocks the whole time. Just now, letting go, allowing the river to carry us, just as our blood is being carried through our bodies. Let us take a breath, deep breath in to chant. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Gurudev Namo. Oh, the sacredness of that breath. Imagining it circulating, feeding the cells in the body, and release it. We do not know how long we have on this earth, but it's not about the length, it's about how we show up. Now let's show up now, and I'm going to play a little bit of music, and we're going to do some free movements, just allowing your body to show up. And to be playing Satnarayan, which is the water element. So allowing yourself to flow with your own body. You can stand, sit. Allow it to flow. And as you bump up against rocks in the river, notice that flow past. Noticing how you flow the music, movement. And slowly come back to sitting quietly. This class is about noticing how we can stop chasing that dragon, chasing the performance. Coming, sitting, being who we are, who we're meant to be. Good friend who plays the flute. It's not Veronica plays the flute, but it's another friend, Chris. And he did grade 8 and he came for dinner on Saturday, and he loves playing the flute, but when he plays the piano, he flows without effort. He says, but I never learnt the piano, I just play it. It's so beautiful when you play, Chris. You just flow with the energy that what is you. And he plays the flute well because he got to grade 8, but it's much more of a performance. And as we flow with who we always were, who we are and shall be, let this class allow you to flow with coming home to ourselves. So we're going to start with sitting, doing a spinal flex. So we're going to be moving the spine, holding onto our shins or our ankles, and do this really slowly, so you are inhabiting the whole movement, noticing whether it's aches, whether there's resistance. And don't be against the resistance, but allow yourself to flow through it. So bringing yourself forward on the in-breath, head up, shoulders back, and coming back and slumping down. Be gentle and kind. We used to have a saying in yoga training, just keep up and you'll be kept up. And it led to, for me, quite a lot of injury and a very competitive part of this. If I can't keep up with holding my arms in a certain position for 30 minutes, then I haven't performed. And we're letting go of that now. It's very much, that was of its age. Letting go and allowing yourself to come into whatever your body is needing, without resisting or being violent to yourself. Notice. The mind will always want to perform and compete. It'll never have enough of good enough. Just dropping down now, right into the body, away from your head. And notice what's happening in your body. The more we try to fall asleep, the less we can. The more we try to fit in with a group, very often the less we do. letting your breath go with the movement, increasing, if you can, the flexibility. Cross your legs the other direction to notice how that might be different. It's just watching your own body as to how it can align best with the way it is made. Begin to flow with the movement, so your shoulders are getting engaged with slumping and then folding back, enjoying the movement. Enjoying the way the breath works with it. And it's important to distinguish between performance and discipline. I'm forever grateful for my yoga discipline. But I recognize that within that is what the Buddhists say is the seed of its own destruction, because it very quickly can convert to performance. Moving your hands up now to your knees, getting an even bigger stretch. And keep observing your spine. Listening to your body. And coming down just to being still. Lifting your shoulders up, tensing, and then dropping. Exaggerate the tension because it's already underlying in the body. So we exaggerate it and then release it. Exaggerate the tension, scrunching up your face, feeling the tension in your shoulders, and then drop down and release. The physiology of that is often like we use hot and then cold water, saunas and then cold water. You're doing these, letting the nervous system become regulated just by the tension and then the release of the tension. Now doing some shoulder rolls. My bones actually hitting one another, where the cartilage now in my body is not quite as strong as it used to be. Noticing, just observing how much tension we hold in our shoulders and changing direction. And letting your shoulders flop. Notice how much gravity is being held in the shoulders, how much traction we hold. And bringing our attention now to our brow point, where we also hold a huge amount of tension. We're going to do some big circling of the head, keeping your eyes at the brow point. Seeing your chin lead the way, creating circles. Noticing the clicks in the upper vertebrae. Releasing the tension. Changing direction. Observe if your shoulders are tense. Just observe them. And allow them to relax down into your body. Coming back to center. Take my glasses off. Placing your hands over your eyes and on your cheekbones. Noticing the tension that we hold. A very good way of releasing a headache is putting eye patches, a wheat bag over our eyes that's heated. Put one in the microwave. You notice how much tension we hold. And now massaging your head and your neck. And stroking this beautiful body, however we show up as we come out of the womb. We are beautiful beings. Giving yourself a bit of a hug. Stroking, feeling the touch which we long for. And many of us have longed for that which maybe we didn't have. Now being able to give it to ourselves. And coming down now to the shoulders. We'll do some shoulder turns, some twisting the spine with your hands on your shoulders. Breathing to the left and out to the right. And as your hands hold your shoulders, notice the pressure, the warmth on your shoulders of your own hands. I've got you. Just turning, using the breath, which is a huge, one of the greatest benefits to me in my whole yoga practice is the discipline of the breath, where we notice we can adjust ourselves through the breath, and the whole nervous system is affected depending on how we breathe. And our energy levels. I remember living in Scotland with an old bike, not realizing that cycling up mountains was a really challenging thing. I didn't have a fancy bike. And what kept me going was my breath. Long, deep breaths. Now bringing your hands up behind your head, so you get a bit different stretch, and do it in continuing. So your hands are touching behind your neck. And coming down, releasing again the shoulders. Just do what you need to release them. Spend time with your breath, noticing the flow, the natural energy within your body, releasing it to flow without performing. As we play the instruments that we were given from birth, they come through us. We play them actually like a flute, but the air, it's the quality of how we play our instruments and how we let go of the performance just to be. Now grasping your hands in a bear grip, which at the sort of heart level, coming down now to the heart and pulling as hard as you can, feeling the tensions left and right. tension of gravity here on earth and twisting them up and down. Feeling the tension. We live under huge tension on earth. And yet the moon rises, that full moon, the eclipse last night. It rises because it cannot help but rise. The earth turns on its axis because it cannot help but live according to its role. Feeling the tensions now in our bodies as we move our hands. Karma is all about these opposites. Last few seconds. And release down, feel the tension disappearing. We cannot avoid polarities, but it's how we live within them that matters. Coming down onto our backs. All back, held by the earth. Releasing the thighs. Turning the feet in and out and feeling the muscles that you're using in that. Keeping your lower back firmly on the ground. We're going to do some push me pull yous. So one leg up and then the other. So pistons with your foot flexed as it reaches out. Strengthening that core and feeling into each part of the muscle groups as they work for us. And the miracle of the fact that we can do this. Keeping that lower back firmly grounded. Using your breath to power you. Feet in, right up to your buttocks if you're able. And release your lower back just by a few swings of the hips. We marvel at how our bodies can coordinate with our breath, our pulse. Yet we're nothing without belonging to a whole universal element of an ecosystem. Just dropping down into that ecosystem that we can wonder at the miracle of life. And surrender to it. Now we're going to come up, lifting our bums up, tightening the bums. If you can, hold on to your ankles. Lifting your bum as high as you can, feeling the strength of the glute muscles. And release down. And again. And release down. And once more. Hold it there. Hold the breath. Release the shoulders. I notice mine are tensing up. And release down. Stretching one leg out and the other one up over the other knee. And give yourself a bit of a cat stretch. Stretching the spine with the leg over one, the other, the bent knee over the straight leg, with your head facing in the opposite direction. Feeling that stretch. And shift it to the other knee. Just notice one of my foot on the straight leg was tense. You can release anything that doesn't need to work. Consciously release it. And trust the rest of your body as you specifically work on that stretch of the lower spine and the hips. Keeping your shoulders as flat on the ground as you can. And coming back to center. Again, holding your knees into your chest. Rock up and down on your spine. Last exercise is sitting up with your legs as wide apart as you can, your feet flex. You can hold onto your toes, back straight, chin down, feeling into your breath. And let your body pulling on your arms and your legs, so you're feeling the stretch right up the sciatic nerve, right up through the spine, through the vagus nerve. Dropping your chin down, your shoulders dropped. And slowly allow yourself to bend as much as you can from the hips. Releasing the lower back. Breathing out as you go down and in as you come up. You can hold on to that big toe, it connects to the pituitary gland. Hands twisting your feet, coming down to lying. And let your body relax as if you're in a river. And then as you get knocked by rocks on and debris, and plastic and glass bottles, and as fish come past you, and you even see rats playing in the bank, just allowing yourself in this river of life that we've tumbled into. But here we are, and it's how we show up that matters. Relaxing down. Nothing to do but to be in the river. And to notice, with no past or present, we are on an inevitable journey. The river is doing its best in polluted circumstances. And so are we. Being is being part of the world that we find ourselves in. We know it's not pristine and perfect as we would like it. We know the waters are muddied, but still we are in it. Here we are. Rubbing up against things we would rather not rub up against. Noticing them without violence. Honoring the miracle of regeneration. An ocean bed, just left alone for 5 years, will regenerate itself. The earthworms in the soil will do their work. And so do we, by being, not performing. Releasing right down. We do not have to hold the whole world on our shoulders. We do not have to chase the dragon. For a moment of euphoria. Or escape into any form of grandiosity, or the opposite of inferiority. We are radiant beings. Playing our instruments. Choosing life over death, light over dark. But even the darkness cannot swallow us, for it is part of the rhythm. Now slowly bring yourself back. Stretch. Honor by touching all over your body, saying, letting it know actually how much you appreciate each part, just as it is. Bring your hands over your heart, even as you're lying down. Always an action of self-compassion. Feeling back to the heartbeat that you're perfect. In your raw form, we are all perfect. And slowly twisting and turning yourself to coming back to sitting up. Hands in prayer. Just grateful for the paths we walk, the people we will meet this day. And we close with 3 long sat nams. Let's breathe in to begin. Sat Nam. Satnam, take a bow to the uniqueness and beauty of who you are.